Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we are looking at a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows Technodrome playset. This is of course Krang's headquarters, and this one opens to over 2 feet wide. This is a really big playset. So I apologize if this takes a little while to get through and the weird camera angles. I don't really have the setup to handle a box set this size. This was an unexpected, sudden arrival in the format of the show, so bear with me. I haven't had to film anything quite this large before, and the table's not that big. So, as you can see, there's a lot of different things here. You got like a trapdoor slide thing, and the inner workings here where Krang hangs out. Now, there are no figures in this, so unfortunately, you're going to have figures separately. But let's open this up, see what we've got inside. It is just held shut with a couple pieces of tape on either end of the tab here. So this box is, a little more damaged now. Oh, it looks like there's some more tape here. That would be why I just ripped the box. Don't use sharp things without parental permission or permission from a responsible adult if you are not one. In theory, this should just slide out, but you know how that works. Ooh. That is getting all torn up. Oh, there we go. Alright, so there's a lot of large pieces here. Pull some of these out, that might help. Why do you not want to leave the box? There we go. This was put out by Playmates. Figures are sold separately, it says. And when did this come out? 2016. Alright, so here's our pack with the missiles and stuff. We'll look at that separately. I'll zoom in a little bit once I get the main body piece looked at. Alright, so here we've got our instruction sheet, a little advert. The advertisement just has different action figures pictured from the movie line. Since this is based on the movie, of course it's going to have a bunch of other stuff. There is a sewer playset, which looked really cool, but I've only seen a few copies of that one. It seems to be pretty rare, actually, and very expensive most of the time. I got lucky and found this one on clearance. So yeah, it was an unexpected purchase. But our instruction sheet should show us how to put everything together. Everything should be labeled. So you get a pretty nice overview of how to assemble it. This is actually pretty good quality paper too. So it's nice and laid out well. It's got how to insert everything into the main body. So this piece is your central piece. Everything else is ancillary. And it's just one-sided, so if you have this, you can assemble the whole thing. So let's see if these are labeled inside. Alright, this piece is actually hinged. This is actually pretty decent plastic. This is, all assembled picking it up by the top here, probably not a great plan, but I'm going to anyway. Because I can't hold it too much otherwise. The bottom does spin a little bit here, so you've got the area for Krang to stand in up here. There's a missile gun over here. And this hinged door is the part that I would worry about the most breaking. Because that actually, other pieces connect onto this and expand outward. But the little gun there, pretty good. This is actually pretty solid. This upper shell could be a little stronger, a little thicker plastic. That does bother me, because that should probably be reinforced. So I'm actually going to leave that one bagged, because it's going to be a giant pain to get all these pieces back in here. And honestly, I don't want to damage too much of this. This piece is just a floor piece. Let's see, do these have labels on them of any kind? They do not appear to have any kind of labeling, so you're going to have to look at the instructions very carefully before putting them together. Yeah, there's no part number or anything on it, but it's got an attachment clip here. You're going to want to inspect that to make sure it's okay. And yeah, it's okay sturdiness. I would like these to be a little thicker, honestly. I'm not real impressed with the thickness of the plastic, but the design looks fine. It's got a decent look to it. So again, there's no labeling on any of these packaging. Doesn't appear to be any on the actual piece itself. It's just kind of like, here you go. We'll open that up in a minute. Here's the other floor piece. This is the trap door. And you can see there's the mechanism and the little ladder piece. This actually folds down into a little ladder. It's not red like it's pictured on the box. It's just like this same hideous gray color. They could have colored that up a little bit. So that's like a slide or a ladder. Looks like a slide. So this is the piece that goes across from Krang. Then here's the other hinged piece. I'd worry about this one being broken too, because this plastic is not that thick. It's actually kind of bendable, which I don't like. Makes me a little uncomfortable with it. And there's a piece here as well, so make sure that's affixed. This is like the little clip thing, I think. And then we've got our bits and pieces bag. Let me pause and we'll get a good look at these, because this I will open. These pieces are probably the parts that are going to be missing. The other ones I just worry about being broken. These will actually be more likely to be missing. So let me get my scissors here, and the tape is actually pretty strong, so you'll probably want to cut it if you're getting this new. Alright, so you've got a side piece here. This is a wall bit. This thing kind of folds up, and it's got like some track here. This might be broken, so you'll want to look for this piece to make sure it's on this track piece. And you want to make sure this piece is there, for one. Then there's, this one's actually labeled A. So this is just like a, looks like almost a wall piece. And this one is labeled C. It's very faint, but it is in there. So you'll want to make sure those are there. And there are 3 projectiles for the gun. And they're all the same length, same design. These are the parts that I'd be worried about the most. The projectiles are likely going to be missing at least one of them, probably all 3 of them. So I'd be worried about those, and these pieces are actually part of the infrastructure of the vehicle, so replacing them will be very difficult too. You could probably get by without them. Oh, this one's labeled H. So the others might have a label, I just didn't see it. And I'm not going to keep this like with the other, most of the other toys. I don't keep them, so I'm not going to bother assembling this. Sorry. You should buy your own and assemble it. But the rockets are probably going to be the parts that are missing, and the instruction book. Those are the bits I would worry about. Those the ones that came in this bag. These 6 pieces here. The rest of the stuff will be either obviously broken or otherwise visible damage or visibly missing. If those are all there, which is pretty likely, these are the parts you'll want to definitely check on. It's A, C, and H are the part labels, so you'll want to make sure these are there. These are not that thick of plastic. It is very bendy, so be aware of that. So these edges here might be damaged or broken. Same on this one. It's got a couple little clips that you can see, and that could be broken very easily, little tabs and whatnot. And this part might be missing altogether because it folds up. So be aware of that. Overall, it's an okay playset. I don't think it was worth what they were originally charging for it. If you can find it for 30 or 40 bucks, it's probably okay. It'd make a great display piece regardless. I don't know if I'd pay much more than that for it. If you're a die-hard collector, yeah, you're probably going to be willing to pay the extra money. But the shipping on this is going to cost you a small fortune. So I'd be a little hesitant to pay a lot of money because the plastic is not going to hold up over time. If you're buying it for a kid, it's probably going to last a year or two, unless they're real careful with their stuff. And these missiles are definitely going to be something you're going to want to make sure are there. Let me see if I can give you an idea of the size of those. Where'd my ruler go? Yeah, I don't know. Never mind. I guess the only thing. Well, what have I got that's some measuring tool? Yeah, I don't really have anything handy other than like my scissors. I'll give you kind of an idea of the size. Oh wait, box cutter. These are pretty standard size. So you can see it's smaller than the box cutter. If you take the blade out of the box cutter, it's about the size of the shell. So maybe that'll give you kind of an idea of the size of one of these little rockets. Overall, it's a pretty decent little play set, but I don't know if it's worth, if you're going to be getting this down the line and somebody wants 200 bucks for it, I'd be real hesitant to buy it. The quality is not that great. There's a lot of little pieces here that could have something go wrong with them or be broken. That's the type of stuff I would worry about, especially the 3 little rockets. Those are going to cost you a fortune to replace. I don't think they come in any other turtle play sets, at least not to my knowledge. They might. The diehard fans would know more about that than I do. But yeah, that is what is inside the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows Technodrome playset from Playmates. This was a very expensive toy at the time, and it's pretty hard to find. Not quite as hard to find as the sewer setup, but it is pretty hard to find. It's not quite as pretty as they make it in the picture, but it's not bad. Like, this little thing here is gray, not red. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty cool. It'd be a great display piece. I don't know about an actual play set. I don't think it would hold up very long as an actual play set, but as a display piece, it's very nice. So that's what I got. That'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.